Hey guys, welcome back once again. So far we have designed this sign in page as you can see here, and we have designed this sign up page too. Okay, so if you have not seen my those video, I will recommend you to watch those video first. You can find link in description of this video. Alright, so in this video I am going to show you how to validate the login form. Okay, so for the validation we are gonna to use two packages, Formik and Yup. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, let's talk little bit about the Formik. So what Formik is and what is Yup. So Formik is a library which will give you flexibility to manage the state. So let's jump to the VS Code, and here let's install these packages. So for that, type here npm install Formik and Yup. Okay, so you can find these packages in description of this video, so you have to paste it and install two packages. Okay, so already I have installed, so I am not gonna to install here. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to handle the validation for the login form. So let's come to the login component. Okay, and the first thing what I would like to do here is, so import Formik from the Formik. Okay, so import Formik from Formik. Okay, so now we have imported the Formik. Now our next step is, what are the things is gonna to come inside a form. Okay, so here you can see this text field to this button will come inside the form. So let's cut it, and here let's write Formik. Okay, so Formik, and what we will do, it will give me a props. Okay, so what I will do, I will open curly bracket, and here this is gonna to take a arrow function. So here this is gonna to give me a props, and here what I will do, inside this I will write one form, and this form is gonna to come from the Formik. Okay, so now whatever I have already copied, let me paste it here. Okay, so now let's check, this form is not defined, so let's define this form here from the Formik, save it, and let's come to the UI. So yeah, it's running fine. Okay, so the next thing what we have to do, we have to provide initial state to this Formik. Okay, so here this Formik tag is gonna to take two property. So first is initial values. Okay, so let's define the initial values. So initial values, and let's create this variable here. Okay, so initial value is gonna to contains the field name with the values. Okay, so you can see this is the field username, so I will define here username with empty value. Okay, and this password with empty, and I have another one checkbox, so I will give that remember me initially as a false. Okay, now let's save it. So the next thing what we have to do here is, let's come here and give the same name what we have defined here. Okay, so for that, here this text field I need to add an additional property here that is called name, and here I need to provide the same text what I have given there. in initial state. So here this username and this name have to be same. Okay, so now let's add this name to this password field as well. Okay, and add this remember me to the checkbox. So here let me add to this checkbox. Okay, so now here we will get another one tag from the Formik, and that is called field. Okay, so this tag we got from the Formik. So what we have to do, we have to replace our tag by this one. So here you can see I am using this text field. So what I will do, I will use this one. Okay, and now let's save it and come to the UI. Okay, so here you can see I have a simple text box. Okay, so in order to tell this Formik that I am using the material UI, okay, and render this field as a text field, so you can define one property as here, and you can say this is the text field. Okay, so now if you are coming here, you will see the same. Okay, so let's do this for this one as well. So here field, okay, and now we can remove this one and add text field, and here so field as text field. Okay, so let's remove this name, we don't require actually here. Okay, let's handle on submit. So here let's call this function on submit. Okay, and let's create this function at the top. Okay, so this is gonna to get two parameter. So first let's call it as a value, and second one as a props. Okay, so now let's do console log to the values what we are getting here on form submission. Okay, so here let's come and open here inspect mode, select console, clear it from here, and now let's type something and type here some password and click on sign in. So you can see here we are getting password as a Vikas, remember me as a false, and username what I have entered here. Okay, so now let me select this one and hit enter once again. So you can see I got right now remember me as a true. Okay, so you might have noticed one thing here, that I am not writing anywhere handle change. Okay, and we are not defining the value, but this Formik is responsible for that. So this is how it will manage automatically. Okay, so the main thing what you have to do, you have to provide this name with and it should match with the initial values. So now you have seen how to manage a state by using Formik. So now let's implement here the yup. So for that let's import yup from yup. So import star as yup from yup. Okay, in order to validate our form, we need to pass another one extra parameter here to the Formik, and that is called validation schema. Okay, so here validation schema, and let's define this validation schema. Okay, so here what I can do, so const validation schema, and here yup dot, and here I can say it have to be object, okay, and the shape of object should be, and this is the function and which is gonna to take a object, and here I can define that username, and this username have to be same how this is, okay, colon, and what are the condition I want, I can write it here. So for that I can write yup dot, it have to be string, and dot, it have to be email. If this field is not email, please show a error message that please enter valid email. So here please enter valid email, okay. Now save it, and here let's do one more thing. So inside this form, let's console log to this props, okay. So here save it and come back, go to the inspect mode and console, and now let's type here something, okay. So you might have seen it got this much, and here in error we are getting username please enter valid email, because this is not a proper email. So let me select this and now come to the last, okay. So you can see I don't have anything in this error because this is the valid email, okay. So what we have to do right now is we have to bind this text message on the login form, okay. So for that what we will do, let's break this line, okay. So let's import here error message, and now what we have to do, come to the component, okay, and here we need to define helper text. So helper text, and this is gonna to take a component. So here curly bracket, and here this error message, okay. And what we can write here, one more thing, we can define this name, and name have to be same what name is here, okay. So that means this is gonna to be username, okay. So username. Now let's save it and come to the UI and try to type here something, okay. So you can see here I got this text, please enter valid email, okay. Now let me try with ABC. So ABC at gmail dot, and once I enter C, it has been gone. If I remove, it will come, okay. Now let's handle another one validation here. So I want to say if user is not entering something, please show required, because this is the required field. So here I will add a required, and this is the text which is gonna to be shown there. So required, save it, and let's come back here and type here and come out. So you will get this required, okay. So let me type here something, so it will show you please enter valid email. So now let's handle with the password as well. So comma, I will write password, okay, and here yup dot, so string, and this is the required field, okay. So now let's bind here helper text. So copy this, break the line here and paste it, and don't forget to change the name. So here password. Okay, now let's come back, and here now you can see I got this required here as well. So R have to be capital. So let's go to the validation schema and here make it as a capital R. Okay, so now what we can do, we can remove these props here from here. Okay, so now let me start typing here something. So abc@gmail.com. so it's the valid email, it will not give you error. So now if I am coming out, okay, so it will show me, so please enter valid email. Okay, if I am not entering something, it will show me required. So now you can see this thing is happening to the password as well. So if I enter something, it will come. And now let me try to hit sign in, and here let me write this one and hit sign in. So it will not allow user to click on the sign in, means it will not allow form to submit unless you resolve this all error. Okay, so now if I have selected, and if now I am hitting, the form got submitted as you can see here. But if I have error here and still I am trying to submit, it will not allow user to submit the form. Okay, now our form is getting submitted. Okay, so now we need to reset our form. So here let me do console log to the values as well. So console.log and values, come back, and let's start typing something here. So abc@gmail.com. so now here password is Vikas and click on sign in. So you can see I am getting those values here. Okay, so what we want to do right now is this form have to be reset because this form got submitted. So what we can do, we can use this function here. So reset form. Okay, so what we will do, we will call this function, so reset form, and here we will get through the props. Okay, save it and let's check from here. So let me type something, gmail.com, and here let me type some password and hit enter. So you can see I got this value here and this value is no anymore here. Okay, so this form has been reset. Okay, so now let me show you another one thing here. So here what we can set, we can set submitting. Okay, so now what we will do, so we will write here set timeout. Okay, and this function is gonna to trigger after 2 seconds, and I will put this inside this one. Okay, and here what I will do, so props dot, here I can copy this function. Okay, and here I will make this value as a true. Okay, so now let's come back, and here let me enter something. Okay, and hit enter. So after some time this form got reset. Okay, so now here I can show you another one thing. So on click of this submit, I want to disable this button. Okay, unless the user got validated. So how we can do here, we can add another one property, or let's do first console log here inside this form, curly bracket and console.log to the props, save it, and let's come back, and type here something. Now let's open anyone. Okay, so you can see we have this much of property here, but what I am looking for is submitting. So what we will do, we will check for is submitting. So once you click on this value sign in, this value is gonna to be true. Okay, so what we will do here, we can add a disable property here on this button. Okay, so disable. Okay, and here this value is gonna to come from props dot is submitting. And now let's come to the UI and write something here. Okay, and hit enter. So you can see this button got disabled, this form got reset, but it's not enabled back. So let's come to the code and come to the submit form, means on submit, and here this value we have to make it as a false. Okay, so now save it, and now let's give a try. So here we have entered our Gmail and here the password and clicked on sign in. Okay, so you can see after 2 seconds it's came back. Okay, so if you want to change here the text based on this, you can do this. So here instead of this sign in, you want to show something. So here I will write props dot is submitting. If form is not getting submitted, show this text sign in. Otherwise, show the text here loading. Okay. Now save it and let's remove this line. We don't need anymore. Okay. And come back here. And now let's give the valid one. And here I think we did mistake. So here we need to write in opposite. Okay, now save it. And here let me fill this form and hit enter. So you can see here now it's got loading, and once again it's got sign in here after 2 seconds. Okay, so here what you can do in this form submission, you can make a backend call and validate a user, and if it's the credential is right, you can take him to another one page. If it's not, you can show a error message here itself. Okay, so here what are the things we have seen as of now, that by using Formik how to manage a state. Okay, so you have to import this form field Formik from the Formik, and here we can pass our component as a props here. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are writing this helper text. Okay, so which is gonna to show a error there, and this error message we will get from the Formik. Okay, so for that what we have to do, we have to pass an initial state. Okay, and this validation schema is only required when you want to go with the validation. Okay, so on submit, all the validation satisfied, your form will get submitted and it will come to this function. Okay, so here this is gonna to give you two parameters. So first is the value and second is the props, and here I am printing the value. Okay, and by using props you will get some access to the sum of the function, just like a reset function, set submitting. So you can do based on your requirement. Okay guys, now it's time to make our error message as a red. Okay, so let's do from here, let's select this component, and you can see what is the class we are getting here, MUI form helper text root. Okay, so what we can do, we can copy this class name. Okay, and come to the app.css, and here we can write this one. Oh, we haven't copied. Okay, let me do that. So now here dot, and this is the class name, and here I will give color as a red. Save it and let's come back here. Okay, so now you can see I am getting this color, but it's not getting reflected here. So for that we need to write here important. Save it and come back, and now you can see you are getting your red color here. Okay, so let me start typing not valid email. So you can see, please enter valid email, and for here as well you can see I am getting this required field. Okay guys, so in this video we have seen how to manage a state by using Formik and how to validate a form using here. Okay, so okay guys, that's it for this video. In next video I will show you how to validate this sign up form. Okay, so that's it guys, that's it for this video. You can find download link in description of this video. From there you can download the code. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. See you in next video.